Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope you're doing really well. The FedEx man has come and he is gone. And that means it's time for another first impression since he dropped off my newest fragrance purchase, H24 from Hermes. Of course, this fragrance right here is done by Christine Nagel, not Jean-Claude Ellena, and that's got some people a little bit anxious since this fragrance marks the first new men's line from Hermes since Terre d'Hermes. And while some people are anxious, a lot of people are very excited, and I'm actually really pumped for this one. I am more excited for this release than probably any fragrance that I've smelled so far that's been released in 2021. You know what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna show you the presentation, the box, the bottle, all that good stuff. Then I'm gonna spray it on and we're gonna see how this one is. First impressions aren't everything. It's possible I don't like it and later on I love it, or vice versa. You know, I could love it now and dislike it later for some reason, but first impressions are very important. So let's go ahead and check this one out. Let's see how it is. Fingers crossed. Open this up, I'll tell you guys about the pricing structure here. This one right here is 100 milliliters, and this ran me $105 US. They've also got a 50 milliliter bottle size, which will run you $80 US, or a 125 milliliter refill, that would run you $98. The refill is used to do exactly what it says, to refill your bottle if you use it all up. And there's actually a handy dandy picture on the back of the box showing you how to do that. And here we go. The box has a little bit of a different feel to it than most fragrance boxes, and that's because this one is made with untreated paper made from recycled fibers, says right on the back here, which you'll see in a moment. On the front, you've got the name of the fragrance, name of the house, size and concentration, all that good stuff. At the top, Hermes. Nothing doing on the sides. And there's a good look at the back for you. And there's that little picture I was telling you about, letting you know how to refill your bottle if you need to. And there's a good look at the bottom for you. Badge code here, 03869. This bottle was purchased directly from the Hermes website. Let's go ahead and sit this to the side and take a look at the bottle. So here it is. It makes for an interesting look of my face. Yeah, check that out. Whoa! We got some funhouse stuff going on. So try to ignore what's going on behind the bottle here. It is actually a pretty nice look. It's simple but modern at the same time. There's the top of the cap for you. And that actually vaguely reminds me of the Etat Libre d'Orange caps, the top of them. How do you like that butchered French? I know you love it. And there is the bottom of the bottle. Let's try to locate the batch code. Okay. Here it is. It is etched into the glass down in the corner. And that is enormously sloppily done. Again, I bought this directly from Hermes, but check this out if you can see this. You see that batch code, maybe? It is just an absolute mess. But maybe it's done that way to keep people from being able to counterfeit it. Because if you get a bottle of Hermes H24, and the batch code is put on there really nicely, you're gonna be like, wait a second. This is supposed to be mutilated. This is a fake. Cap clicks into place. Let's go ahead and spray this one on. There we go. I did have to prime the atomizer a couple times. I did that off cam. And this is a little bit cheaper than Terre d'Hermes. Terre d'Hermes, slightly more expensive retail-wise than this one. Okay. I'm trying to take this in here. This is very interesting. It is more botanical than I was expecting. The clary sage right there up in front. Now, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. In the marketing for this, they talked about how, you know, it was very forward with the botanical / herbal feel that it had. But a lot of times you might read about something, oh, you know, we're gonna really approach it from this angle, and then you get it and it's something completely different. That's not the case here. Certainly very modern, but with a definite old world feel to it. They intentionally kept the note breakdown really simple on this one, very simple. So if you look that up, there's only like 4 notes that they have listed. So this is very green with the botanical feel, like I said before, the clary sage right there, right up in front. Narcissus you get behind it. So you do get this lightly sweet floral backing to the clary sage. The clary sage is not coming across dirty. Sometimes clary sage can smell a bit like sweat depending on how it's used. But here, I don't really pick any of that up. The more I smell this, the more I like it. I actually am liking this a whole lot, but this is gonna be fairly divisive for people out there who are looking for something like this to be Hermes's Dior Homme 2020, something like that. This is not quite as readily wearable, well, as easily wearable, I should say, as something like Dior Homme 2020. It has a little bit more of an edge. It takes a little bit more of a chance. I like this a lot though. I really do. I know it's made for men, but I think an adventurous woman could pull this off as well. It's got this nice woodsy backbone coming up. There's rosewood in here. It's sclarine, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is supposed to have kind of an amber woody type feel, like a green amber woody kind of scent profile. And that's what this is really. It's a green, modern, woodsy scent with some slight floral aspects, a little touch of sweetness in there, and a green herbal botanical feel right over the top of it. Coming across like a spring fragrance to me. You could wear this in summer as well, and fall. So a lot of versatility here. Coming across more like a daytime fragrance than an evening fragrance off of just first impressions here in the top of the scent. This has really nice quality to it. You can tell that right away. And it does have a definite modern edge to it. The way that the woods are used here specifically is very much, like I said before, kind of a modern amber woody type of scent profile with a good amount of freshness in the opening. So what I'm gonna do is let this dry down a little bit and then come back to you guys and wrap this one up. But first blush, just first impression, immediate opening, I like it a lot. But it is going to be divisive. Some people are going to think that this is not complex enough because this does seem to be pretty straightforward in how it smells, and we'll see if that changes as it dries down. But here in the opening, that's the feeling I'm getting. Not a huge amount of complexity, so some people are probably gonna knock it for that. But I'm really enjoying this a lot. I think this smells really nice. The more I smell it, the more I like it, and that's a good thing. Sometimes there are fragrances that you smell and you go, oh yeah, this is gonna be great, this is gonna be great. And as it dries down, you smell it more and you're like, it's gonna get better, I'm sure, because that first blast, I really liked it. It'll get better, I'm sure. And then 3 hours later, you're like, nah, it just didn't get better. It just kind of sucks. So I'd rather have a fragrance where I smell it and I go, oh, I like that, and smell it again. Oh, I like it more. Yes, I'll take that. So anyway, gonna keep wearing this, be right back. For you, it's gonna be 2 seconds. For me, it's gonna be a while. I am back. This one has dried down and I've actually sprayed it on one other time over here. So I got to experience it twice. In the dry down, this one is minerally. It's got this little bit of a flint feel to it. It loses a lot of the green feeling from the opening. At times it feels a touch soapy as well. And the woodiness in the dry down comes across dry. So like a little dry woody in the dry down, which gives it sort of a dusty nose feel at times. The narcissus goes away as it dries down, so you don't get any of that sweetness really. Most of the sweetness I picked up in the opening and the mid, never overwhelming as far as the sweetness goes. Once you hit the dry down, it's pretty much gone. Do you pick up bits of clary sage in the dry down? Yeah, for sure, but that herbal nature that really stands out in the opening and the mid, it's not there in the dry down. It's more so metallic, a little bit minerally, like I said, a touch soapy, dusty, and dry woody. So my favorite part of H24 as far as the scent goes is the opening and then the mid and then the dry down in that order. I love the opening. I love that herbal feel. I love that green pop. I love the clary sage really just jumping out very boldly right away as soon as you spray it on. The Narcissus giving you that little bit of sweetness, love it. The metallic feel initially, awesome. So I absolutely love the opening. Think it smells awesome on skin. Think it smells awesome on a tester strip. Had my wife smell it, she loved it too. The mid, not quite as good as the opening, but still really nice. The dry down, for me, is just not quite on the same level as the opening. Now, for sure, there are gonna be people that disagree with me and say, no, 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 no. The dry down is the best part. When you have that metallic feeling, those dry woods, that's really when it's magnificent. But for me, it's the opening. When there's more going on, more contrast, and it's a bit bolder. It does have this nice airiness to the fragrance. It's very easy to wear. This is a perfect office fragrance. Obviously, you can pull it off casually as well. Formally, you could pull it off. It's gonna be more of a spring and fall time fragrance for me, at least based off the first impression here. You could wear it in the summer as well though, so more, I guess, spring through fall. Winter, probably wanna reach for something that has a little more richness to it though. As far as whether it's a daytime or nighttime fragrance, for me, absolutely more of a daytime fragrance. It's just that type of scent. It has, like I said, at times a bit of an airy feel to it, and it doesn't ever really come across like a fragrance that you're gonna wear, you know, all night or on a night on the town. As far as age range goes, it seems to be more for somebody 25 years of age and older. Younger guys probably not gonna really gravitate toward this fragrance because it doesn't have that huge sweet overload, you know, that overly attention grabbing in your face aggressiveness. It doesn't really have that. Now, I don't mean that in a bad way. That's not a bad thing, to be sure. It's just a lot of times younger guys are going for things that are really going to, you know, reach out and touch you. It could be bad, but reach out and touch you and have a fair amount of sweetness, or sometimes an astronomical overload of sweetness. And that is a really cool thing about this fragrance, is that it's a massive designer release, but it's not following along with the blue fragrance trend. It's not really trying to be Invictus. It's not trying to be Bleu de Chanel or Dior Sauvage or even Aventus, and that's a good thing. So while I do wish that the dry down appealed to me a little bit more, because the opening in the mid just really captured my attention right away, I can overlook it. And I'm gonna wear this more and see if that dry down does grow on me over time, and I'm really hoping it does, because the opening in the mid here, hard to get much better. So there we go, guys, H24, first impressions. Like I said, I'm gonna wear that one, do a review down the road, and let you guys know if that dry down grows on me a little bit more. If you have smelled that fragrance, this fragrance, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. As always, thanks for hanging out with me today. Thanks for all your support. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. I'm going to bed. See you guys later.